Hey, it's the Rooster, Bobby Leach for the TimesWeekly.com. Top-ranked Bolingbrook came into Friday night's game relatively untested after beating 4 previous teams in Plainfield South, Romeoville, Joliet Central, and Joliet West that combined for a mere 2 wins. But guest Homewood Flossmoor most felt would be the first real test of the season for the Brook. The Raiders proved it was nothing more than a pop quiz that was well prepared for. Senior All-State quarterback Aaron Bailey broke out his cape and used 20 carries for 168 yards that night, scored 3 touchdowns, and was perfect 4 of 4 passing for 76 yards. But he wasn't alone in their dominating 45-28 win over the Vikings. Homewood Flossmoor held a 7-6 lead early in the game. That was erased by Bolingbrook's offensive explosion that included tailback Omar Stover's 144 yards rushing and James Huff's 68 yards scoring twice himself as the Raiders simply overpowered the Vikings on the ground, scoring on 7 of their first 8 drives and building a 25-7 halftime lead, never looking back. The Vikings were able to move the ball but failed to complete the sale, as they say, with untimely penalties and still Bolingbrook's defense that took advantage of Viking miscues. The win sets up a huge Southwest Suburban Blue contest this Friday night in Frankfort when the Raiders put their 12-game win streak on the line against undefeated Lincoln Way East. That's the last team to beat Bolingbrook dating back to last season. Game time is set for 7 p.m., and the winner will likely take the conference championship.
All right, this is Will from Southwest Sports Nest. I'm here with Tajay Smith, Homewood Flossmoor running back. A few things about the game. First, congratulations on a hard-fought game. It was a really good one, actually, from a fan standpoint. Now, the offense, you guys did a really good job of moving the ball. Can you comment on that?
Well, we did a good ball movement on the field, but the only thing that stopped us was the penalties and, just not executing.
All right. And you just got through probably the toughest segment of your schedule last week with Lincoln Way East, this week with Bolingbrook. What do you have to do to stay, keep your mind prepared for the game after and to avoid a letdown? I'm sorry about that.
Well, first we just got to get my team up, get their heads down. Can't have that. We got mental breakdowns. I can't have that. I'm a captain, so I'm having to show support to my teammates, and we back at it on Monday, day 1. So that's really what we got to go back to.
All right. Can you talk about your offensive line? They did a pretty good job of letting you run and also Ron get back there and make some plays. Can you talk about them?
Well, my line, I've been on them all week because last week we didn't really have we had a good game, so we've been practicing hard all week long. So we'll be back at it though.
All right. And who do you have next week?
We have not really sure yet. I ain't
not really sure yet. All right, what do you have to do to come out with a better result for next week then?
Make sure all my teammates is on the same page.
This is Will, Southwest Sports Nest. I'm here with the Huff Twins, Bolingbrook Raiders, both play on defense. Can you talk a little bit about your defensive effort today?
We played horrible. It's got to improve for next week, of course, because it's going to be a lot more intense, a lot more fun. HF's a good team, and we just came out flat and we stayed flat.
Yeah, got to go to practice and make corrections here and there and go 100%. Practice like they play, and we're playing pretty good right now.
Okay. Now, you're both sophomores, right?
Yeah.
Who's the linebacker?
Yes.
You're the safety. Can you talk about making that transition from, were you on sophomore last year or freshman? Sophomore? Can you talk about the transition from sophomore to varsity?
It was kind of easy, putting in the work in the weight room and trying to get faster. From sophomore to varsity, it was a lot faster. I knew that going into it. So I just prepared myself over the offseason.
Yeah, and we got some great coaches here, and they're going to put us in good positions to make plays, and we just got to have the athletic ability to make the plays.
All right. Now, have you noticed like an improvement from week 1 all the way to this week? I mean, I know you gave up 28 points, but have you seen improvement just like at practice and every day?
It's just came a big shock to us today because we didn't look that good.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about the offense, and we haven't played anybody yet, and I guess it's a good transition from the Joliet teams to HF, so we just got to tighten it up and get ready for Lincoln Way East tomorrow.
Well, yeah, HF is a pretty good team. I wouldn't take it too much to heart that they score points. They're going to score points. Let's see. Anything else that you wanted to add to the interview that you'd like to say?
We just got to get better, man. Yeah, I get a lot better.
All right, thank you. All right, Will, Southwest Sports Nest. I'm here with Coach Ivelo of the Bolingbrook Raiders. Congratulations on a good win against a pretty good team there, Coach.
Very good team. Very, very high-powered offense there, and they fly to the ball on defense. They gave us something to really think about and challenge and physical, and this is a game we hadn't really had so far. It's good. You know, knowing that they beat Stevenson and played Lincoln East down to the wire doesn't get any easier.
Certainly. Now, let's talk about your offense. I think it was, 7 possessions, 6 touchdowns?
I don't know. I don't know what it was exactly, but, I don't know. They run it pretty well. They do a good job.
All right.
I don't know what else to tell you, Will.
Now, the defense, they did a decent job. They did give up some points and some yards. Can you talk about what you have to do to move forward?
If you know anything about our defense and us, we like to sit in base and play base defense. We're willing to give up that and make you drive. We want to make you drive down the field. We're confident that our front 7 can at least slow you down, if not stop you. And then we got the four DBs, the quarters behind you, and we're confident with that. And we just know that not many high school teams are good enough to drive 60, 70, 80 yards a pop. And just like Homewood, they were good, but not quite good enough to score every possession.
All right. Now, I know one thing that you probably had concerns about, a lot of penalties, a lot of yards given up that way.
I'm livid. I can't even talk. I didn't want to talk to the guys after the game. That's not us. That's not what we're about, and that's not going to happen. They're going to learn a valuable lesson.
And what do you have to do to prepare for Lincoln Way East next week?
Rest up from this one, first of all. We're going to tackle the film for Lincoln East on Monday probably. But the biggest thing is just, let's review the mistakes in this, and let's get that defense shored up and get them a little humble, I guess you'd say, because they played a lot bigger than they were today. In a negative way, I'm just saying. That's just not us. That's not us. Those penalties and all those long balls, that's not what we're about. We don't do that, and it's embarrassing for us because they practice hard, and I know they're not coached bad. They're coached pretty well by those defensive guys, and it's just I don't know what went wrong. We got to watch the film and keep the composure. There's a lot of things. I know I'm babbling, but I'm so fed up with that right now. That's garbage football.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No. Other than you didn't like that double wing ever.
No, I didn't like the double wing. I love the option, though, so that's fair enough.
There you go, bud.
All right. I'm here with Coach Buzia, Homewood Flossmoor head coach. Coach, can you talk about your offense? You guys did a really good job of moving the ball against what many people feel is the number 1 team in the state.
Oh, I think there's no doubt that they are the number 1 team in the state, and we did what we thought we could do. Where we came up short is we didn't put the ball in the end zone. We moved the ball all the way up and down, and still got 28 points, but we felt like we left about 28 points on the field, and a lot of that has to do with them. But I was real happy with what we were able to accomplish offensively.
Okay. Now, can you talk about your offensive line? They did a really good job of opening holes and giving time for Johnson and Smith to make plays.
Yeah, our offensive line's a work in progress. None of those guys played other than one last year, so I think they continue to get better and better. We had some holding calls that really hurt us. It's something we have to clean up. But again, we're a work in progress, and we feel like if we can steal about 3 or 4 more of these games down this stretch, that we could get in the playoffs and make some noise.
All right. Now, you got through probably the toughest portion of your schedule, Bolingbrook, Lincoln Way East. What do you have to do to keep your team's head straight as you move on to the next team?
Well, let's not forget about number 7 Stevenson either. 2 weeks before that,
oh, certainly.
We've had a great stretch of competition here, and there's a reason why we play these games like it is, and I think it just gets us better, and we'll be all right if we use this to our advantage. And we're going to play some teams here that maybe aren't as highly ranked as these guys, and we got to keep our head on straight, understand, focus, and I have a lot of confidence in my guys. I wouldn't trade my guys for anybody, and they'll bounce back.
All right, indeed. Now, you did mention that they did put up 45 points. What is it about their offense that makes it difficult to stop?
Well, their scheme for one, but Superman has the ball in his hands every time, and it's just the way it is. I mean, he's going to make plays, and when other guys won't make plays, and he's got a couple other guys that are with them, and they do a great job of coaching. There's a great coaching staff here, and they're good, and we want to get back to where these guys are, and we'll keep working at it and go from there. But they're awfully good football team.
And finally, Coach, you guys are looking real snazzy out there. Who picked out the new uniforms?
That's That's just ones that I picked out over the off season, and you know, we have to try to rival these guys over here. You know, we don't have as many uniforms, but what we have, we think are pretty good looking. So appreciate that.
You know, I always say that a good uniform is worth 7 points already.
Well, then I need to get some more uniforms. Right?
All right.